Thanks for your company. First Lady Rebecca Akufo-Addo has appealed to all to make concerted efforts in order to mediation action against outmoded practices inhibiting the progress and welfare of the Ghanaian woman and girl. Child marriages, discrimination against the education of the girl child, among others, according to the First Lady, are inimical to the total development and rights of women and girls in the country. She believes until everyone concerned takes the bold step to change the trend, the change we desire as a country is far from reality.
Today is an opportunity for us to add our voices to the discussions to get us closer to our goal. I certainly want my grandchildren to live in a Ghana where we have gender parity. So this year's theme, Press for Progress, speaks to something deep within me. For me, it means that we move in spite of the obstacles, that we push forward in spite of the resistance. It means we do not allow anything to stop us. Today, discussions will focus on two important and related issues: girls' education and elimination of child marriages. Why the focus on these two issues? Because education is a catalyst for the development of the individual and the nation. And even though UNICEF studies indicate a global declining trend in child marriages, we are still far from complete eradication. But as we all know, the longer a girl stays in school, the longer she delays early marriage and childbirth. This ensures a better future for her. I know we have free education up to senior high school level, but free education is only meaningful to those who take advantage of it. Unfortunately, girls more than boys are unable to advance beyond SHS as a result of poverty, early marriages, teenage pregnancy, and other socio-cultural factors. Some of the most developed countries like Iceland, Finland, Norway, and Rwanda are countries that have managed to achieve gender parity. This has been possible because of education and ensuring girls as well as boys develop to their full potential. It is in Ghana's interest to ensure both girls and boys develop to their full potential. We must therefore take deliberate steps to do what others have done. We have the policies, we have the laws, we have the knowledge, and we have the tools. It is time to act. Why? Because education makes girls heard. Education allows girls to be seen. It gives them a voice to shape their future. It gives that child the voice to say, no, I should determine who I spend my life with.
First Lady Rebecca Akufo-Addo there. Now, with a lot of passion and eloquence, young poet and third-year student of the University of Ghana summed up pressing issues at the heart of the Ghanaian woman.
The title of my piece today is Pray for Africa and Why I Scream. 4 children, 40 women. 4,000 men, 40,000 bullets aiming at their foreheads, ready to scatter their skulls apart, ready to explode government properties, ready to fill the air with tear gases, ready to mount up rebel camps. The silent streets we all walked on is now filled with dead bodies, blood-filled gutters, suffocation in the air spaces, our ears plugged with the ambulance music, our eyes bleeding tears into our blood-soaked shirts. Things are falling apart. The center has been wicked with greed, hatred, jealousy, selflessness, power, drunkenness, and incontinency. It's time. It's time I speak out the 50 calories of anger left in me. It's time. It's time I speak out the truth, and I don't care if the truth falls on the heart down when I said the truth. And the truth is, we've lost our sense of unity. No one wants to lose his or her integrity. So if it means slaughtering one another's head for breakfast, we'll gladly do so to protect our dignity.
Really interesting poem there from Sabuki. Still on women, she worked for many years as an educationist, traveling far and wide. But when she retired, she ventured into traditional art as a way of keeping the culture of her people alive and also to create employment for women in her community. Her hard work and perseverance led to the creation of what is known as the Sirigu Women's Organization for Poetry and Art, SWOPA. As the world marks International Women's Day today, Joy News' Upper East correspondent Albert Sorry puts a spotlight on Madame Melanie Kasisi, a woman whose vision is keeping that tradition alive and empowering women at the same time.
The Sirigu Women's Organization for Poetry and Art, SWOPA, is an important destination for many tourists who come to the Upper East region. The traditional hand paintings, which give the walls here a captivating combination of brown, black, and white colors, make it impossible for visitors not to notice this home of art. Located at Sirigu in the Kassena Nankana West District, SWOPA is a place where different kinds of local art products are made by women. 20 years ago, this place was only an idea in the mind of Madame Melanie Kasisi, a retired teacher.
So then, later on, when I went for teacher training, and then I went to Israel, I did kindergarten education. When I came back and I was about retiring, several things came into my head. One of them is, should I do, because I did kindergarten education for 1 solid year, or should I do what we are now experiencing, SWOPA, Sirigu Women's Organization for Poetry and Art?
She recalls that she was motivated to start the Sirigu Women's Organization for Poetry and Art because of how much the sale of art products helped her parents to educate her.
And during my early days, I got a lot of help from my mother, who was a basket weaver, a potter, and a wall designer, and helped me a lot with the sale of the pottery, so that I could go to school in Nabrongo, boarding institution in Nabrongo, boarding institution in Jirapa, and then later on to Takoradi Teacher Training College. She was able to help my dad and really do a lot to help me.
Today, many women come to SWOPA to either get trained or to polish their talents in the making of various art products. Pottery, straw basket weaving, canvas paintings, and these beautiful wall paintings are some of the handiworks of the women here at SWOPA. Mama Kasisi, as she's popularly called, says young women must embrace traditional art as a means of self-employment rather than see it as a preserve for the illiterate.
One of the mistakes that school children made was that, oh, when you are going to school, you are literate, so you have nothing to do with making your hands dirty with pottery, with the clay, or weaving baskets, and that is for the illiterates. And I have gone beyond training college. I've gone to university. I've traveled far and wide to more than 7 countries in the world. I've come back and I've told, in my work, I've told the people that, yes, this is what we should hold with 2 hands.
She says the journey to getting SWOPA where it is now has not been so smooth, but she's proud that today a lot of women are being empowered through the organization.
If the women say, I cannot do anything, I've got a husband, and they are sitting down, then we are weighing down the pendulum. The men want to go up, and we are weighing down here. And God didn't give special head to a man or a woman. Everybody has got talents, and you use your talents in the best way possible. You develop yourself, you develop your community, your family benefits a lot. And Ghana stands to gain.
The women who work with Madame Melanie Kasisi believe that the 82-year-old woman can only be described as an awesome person to work with and a great mentor who deserves to be celebrated as the world marks International Women's Day. Reporting for Joy News, Albert Sorry, Sirigu, Upper East Region.
That's a lovely dance there, Mapito. Obviously, a lot to smile about. But the next story we are going to hear is not an exciting one. Tell us what's about.
So just like by-elections are held when a member of parliament dies, in many communities and the Upper West region, close relations of a deceased contest keenly to have their widow as their wife. This is done without the recourse to the health status of the widow. The practice has been discovered as a major factor for the increasing rate of HIV infections in the region. On Joy News' agenda today, and on our Month of Ghana series, Joy News' Upper West correspondent takes a look at the practice and reports how disturbing it has become to those who practice it.
I have come to the home of Dagaporo, not her real name though. Dagaporo is 40 years old and a mother of 4. She's been living here for the past 6 years. Her husband died 12 years ago. 6 brothers of her deceased husband sought her hand in marriage with the reason that she is a good woman and would love to keep her in the family to take care of her 4 children. After dragging her feet for several months, as a young girl would probably do to her new suitor on her first date, she finally changed her mind and fell in love with her second husband. The relationship only lasted for 11 months before he also died. Dagaporo believes that she got the disease from her 3rd marriage.
I
can say that I had the disease after I gave birth to my 4th born. It was same with my 2nd husband. I have every belief that I got the disease through my 3rd husband, who was secretly going to the Nadoli hospital for antiretroviral drugs. But that couldn't save him and he died. According
to her, the 3rd husband never mentioned his HIV status, though they lived together for 2 years. Even when he saw his hospital folder indicating that he has a disease, an argument ensued which ended in the husband beating her up.
I searched through his room and saw his hospital folder. I took the folder to one of my sisters and she perused through it and revealed that my husband was positive for HIV. She asked whether he told me about the disease and I said no. I later fell sick and one of my aunties took to a laboratory in Wa where I also tested positive for HIV.
After going through the mandatory widowhood rights, the next set of prospective suitors, number 4 from the late husband's family, also started showing up. She refused to marry any of them, so the family banished her from the community.
So for our Ghana Month series, we've been bringing you stories on cultural practices many consider outmoded and want change. In the Ashanti region town of Warakase, puberty rites is not just a ritual but an annual festival. The age-old practice many people consider outmoded is highly upheld by natives. They find it an effective way of fighting teenage pregnancy. In fact, traditional authorities there want financial support from government to cater for girls whose parents cannot afford the cost of bragro. Nana Sensu Mensah traveled to the town in the Bosomtwi district of the Ashanti region to learn more about the initiation of girls into womanhood.
31 girls who have been initiated into this puberty. And our problem is that normally we have to provide certain things for the children. We have to provide logistics, machines and all those things. And then you can see that most of these things, they are not using the machine properly. So we could sat down and then started to give them money instead of machine. And so because of this thing, it means a lot of money. And we alone cannot provide certain things. Because of that, that's why the number has been reduced to 4, 3, 2, so that we'll be able to cater for them.
Figures from the Ashanti Regional Health Directorate indicate in 2016, 18,441 teenagers got pregnant, representing 11.4% of 57,000 teenage pregnancy cases were recorded in the country. Traditional authorities believe Bragro and other puberty rights can be used to address this social canker. At Wakese, just about a 20-minute drive from Kumasi, this age-old practice has been institutionalized from just a ritual to a festival. Critics of puberty rights cite the almost naked exposure of those initiated. I am not worried if my schoolmates see me in such an outfit, she said. I have been initiated into womanhood. This is a stage in life I have to go through. I am not embarrassed either. I will advise my fellow young ladies to live a chaste life. Wakesehima Nana Yajemfo III is convinced the positives outweigh the negatives.
This ritual is an old practice. Our forefathers were practicing these Bragro rituals even before my grandmother was born. We decided to hold on to the Bragro rituals after they joined the ancestors to preserve these old age rituals. These Bragro rituals help deter young ladies from indulging immoral acts. It has reduced teenage pregnancy and early sex in my area.
Initiating girls into womanhood comes with costs some parents are unable to afford, and they are worried. They support the chief's appeal to government for financial support as echoed by this parent.
We, the parents, whose children are yet to be initiated, buy plenty items, and at worst situation, we have to hire them. We want government to meet us halfway to assist us to make the rituals accessible to all young ladies.
From Warakwasi in the Ashanti region, for Joy News, Nana Asensu-Mensah.
Mapito, so that an initiation right there for young girls in the particular part of the country. Interesting, isn't it?
Interesting. We have the same, almost something like that back at home in South Africa.
And you also go bare-chested?
Yes,
ladies?
we do. Yes,
oh,
we do.
Interesting.
So it's news today on your most credible news source here at Joy News. In stories gone by, First Lady Rebecca Akufo-Addo calls for immediate action to stop unhealthy practices inhibiting the progress and welfare of the Ghanaian woman and girl. She was speaking at an event to mark the International Women's Day.
And still to come on Tech Thursday, we tell you the story of 24-year-old Fatal Ibrahim, who has taken advantage of his ingenuity to create mini automobiles from scrap, breaking himself free from the unemployment syndrome his mates currently find themselves in. We'll take a quick breather, and when we come back, we'll bring you more on this International Women's Day edition of Joy News Today.
You're still watching Joy News Today. Thanks for staying. Talk about the future, and one wonders, what does it hold for the youth with regards to jobs? For many, the usual white-collar job remains a preferred choice of career for their survival. This oftentimes becomes a mirage, leaving them perpetually unemployed. There's this young man who will, however, not succumb to the existing pressure, which is not guaranteed even at the long run.
Well, for him, taking advantage of his ingenuity is certainly the best bet. In the following report, we tell you how 24-year-old Fatal Ibrahim is using scrap to invent mini automobiles with the hope of creating a different future for himself and encouraging his peers to do same.
It was Friday evening, and I had a dream. Late in the night, I have a dream. 3 people appeared before me. One by my left, one by my right, and the other one was standing straight to my head. So the middle one called my name, Fatal, Fatal, 3 times. And the middle one said, have this. And I said, what is it? It was tools like this, a CZ, screwdriver, and then something like this. He gave it to me 3 things. That take this, and you start labor with it in life. The following day, I didn't tell anyone, actually. 8 years later, that was somewhere primary 6, there's an exhibition and all that. So I started making these small smokers for my colleagues, and we're using it in the area. We tie it with ropes and all that, then we'll pull in. My final year in JSS, I lacked guidance and all that, so I was not able to be given the correct direction as where to follow, to be able to achieve or to build up that knowledge. From Accra here, I said, no, I won't just sit down doing, nothing, but all to depend on you. So I asked for, a job, and they said, oh, security companies are looking for security guards, and that I can apply. So I applied, and Westec picked me, and I've served in the security company for about a year, 2 months, and today been 3 days now. But quite up, apart from that, that vision is still ringing in my mind, and I have to continue it. So at my leisure time, I go into this. These scrap dealers and the rest, one day I met one, and I realized that things I needed for my invention, this man was having them. Spoiled machines, like radio tips, printers, printers, motors in it. I need those motors for my invention. I go around to pick certain things, like spoiled bulbs, this voltic, gallons. That's what I use for my glasses, and they are leads, sometimes for my tire controls. Yeah, so these are some of the things that I do gather before I'll be able to build a car. And the most interesting part is that when I sit with it, as I do, the idea comes. It's like a vision, direction. Do this and I'll do it, do this and I'll do it, do that and I'll do it. So in the long round, I'll do it without reading a book that guides me. I'll do it without a teacher. I'll do it without anything that will give me, a manual that will give me direction to. But as I begin it, then the idea comes. Do this and I'll do it. And in the end, it will be something that I am expecting to do. Actually, when I am off, I can use a day to cut everything about the past. Now left onto the fiction and all that. That one we can take about 2 days. So that means in 3 days I can be able to finish a machine.
Those are beautiful designs by Fatal there. Away from that, let's focus on health. Have you ever wondered the quality of life you'd have to live, or the quality of life you'd have if you were to visit the hospital 3 times a week at the cost of 780 Ghana cedi for the rest of your life? Well, that's what 21-year-old Chrissy and his single mother have been enduring for the past 7 years after he was diagnosed with chronic kidney disease. As the world marks World Kidney Day, there's awareness of the importance of our kidneys to our overall health and to reduce the frequency and impact of kidney disease and its associated health problems worldwide. Nancy Emefa Dradosi reports.
At all. This is no respecter of persons.
It was like about a year or two before I asked my mom, like, what's happening? We were not happy, we were down, like, it was like we've lost everything.
It's potentially an irreversible condition. It's one-way traffic and cannot be reversed.
See your kidney as the place where all the waste in your house go to before it gets dislodged out of the septic tank. The kidney is that vital organ that filters out toxins, excess salt, and urine from the body. So when the kidney is damaged, the body gets into real trouble dealing with all the waste that is produced.
So when we say the kidneys have failed, it means they are not serving these functions. It means these functions are lost because the kidneys are not working. So and therefore these chemical substances, for instance, will not be produced. So the patient can become anemic, or the hemoglobin, or we say the blood level, can fall. So the fluid can accumulate in your body because the kidney is not there to remove excess fluid and salt. And also the toxins can accumulate in your body, which makes you sick. So that's when we say the kidneys have really failed.
Hypertension or high blood pressure are the major causes of kidney failures in West Africa. Described as a silent killer, thousands of Ghanaians are unaware they are at risk of developing kidney disease until it fails.
Well, so I was working, actually, and I'm still working. And I was there, and then all of a sudden, I started experiencing swelling all over my face and my legs. And that was how the whole thing started.
At that time I was in GHS, so I came back from school and I had something to eat, so just sitting on my bed and I just collapsed. That was all.
Early stages like stages 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 of kidney disease, literally you don't feel anything. You feel normal like everybody else out there on the street and do your work normally without knowing that you have a kidney problem. The day you start having symptoms of leg swelling, general feeling of unwellness, nausea, vomiting, maybe confusion, breathing problems, etc., amongst others, then it's very, very late already. Maybe stage 4 or 5 already. So that's really an advanced stage of kidney disease.
Most people get so depressed when doctors announce to them that their kidneys have started failing or have completely failed. This is because when the kidney begins to fail, there is often no way of saving it, whether by surgery or medication. Yet, with some careful treatment, some people are able to live longer.
So you can get a kidney transplant. Everybody has 2 kidneys. Everybody can live on 1 kidney. And that's why we can take one of your kidneys and give to your daughter or your sibling, and you can still be well. So the dialysis machine is more or less an artificial kidney doing the work of the diseased kidney that's no longer there. So when you get to this stage, we give you dialysis, and dialysis is going to remove the filth, the excess water, correct the acid-base problems, electrolyte problems, amongst others, that helps control BP, etc.
A troubled kidney means toxins can seep through the blood.
So to purge the blood of toxins and excess water, people with chronic kidney failure are put on dialysis machine. This can be very expensive, besides the strain on the individual having to visit the hospital 3 times in a week for the rest of their lives.
Some of them cannot even start at all because they can't pay for it. Others commit themselves to starting.
A 54-year-old man is suspected to have committed suicide by hanging himself at Alajo. The trotro driver reportedly gave his vehicle to another driver in a deal popularly known as spare, a practice common among commercial. The vehicle, which was originally owned by a police officer, went missing for 7 days before it was eventually found. Some friends of the deceased spoke to Joy News and said the aftermath of the incident is what led him to kill himself. Let us hear from some of them.
The issue is that the man who has committed suicide is a trotro driver who is driving one policeman's car. The trotro is for a policeman. So the man gave the car to a spare driver. And unfortunately, the spare driver did not bring the car for 7 days. The policeman too was looking for the car, same as the man who is in custody was looking for the car. So after the 7 days, the man found the car, which the car has been parked right back here at the scene. The wife, the man's wife, the man who has committed suicide wife, saw the man, called one of her elder pastor's wife. So he went with her pastor's wife, which the man who has committed suicide's wife went to her pastor's wife to go and plead the policeman that the car has come. The policeman said they should fill the fuel in the tank. They should fill the fuel in the tank so that the man will work with the car and pay back for the 7 days he has lost the car or he has not found the car, because the car lost for 7 days, the car came back, there was no sales. So the wife went to plead to the policeman. The policeman understood that they should fill the tank full. And the man, the same man who has committed suicide with the car, should work and pay a little by little so that he can gain and the policeman too can gain for his car and other things. But the wife went to plead to the policeman. The time the wife will come back at home at dawn around 5:40 something to around 4:30 that way. When the woman came back, start sweeping her normal daily activities, sweeping her house, she went to the back of her kitchen and found out that her husband has hanged himself. That's her husband has committed suicide.
So I'm a driver. I'm a trotro driver. I'm a trotro driver from Alajo to CMB. So I'm a master. I'm also a trotro driver. This one, if by rough 30 to 6, somebody come and call me, come and see your master. I don't believe it. So when I peace and when I come, me too, I caught up FM to discuss with him. Somebody has done something this year, and when they come and say everything, I started to call police because I don't understand. Because yesterday I saw him, didn't tell me anything.
You talked to him yesterday?
Yes.
What did you talk?
Trying to say you want to go some place and give the car to the spare driver. As now the spare driver didn't bring the car, so you go and check whether you see the car or not see. That's why me and leave go bed the street.
We'll be bringing you more on this. We'll be following up. And my colleague Maxwell Agbaba is on that beat. You're watching Joy News today, our special International Women's Day edition. We'll take a quick breather. When we come back, Peter will be bringing you business news.